Hello everyone, Krydex here. Welcome back to our full BZ Plus playthrough. It's been a little while, and that's because, well, I did lose quite a bit of interest in this particular series. At this point, it really is just a lot of this, and it is kind of fun to use the ultimate belts and to see what kind of crazy outputs the realistic fusion power can get up to. But I think because I took a little bit of a break, and also this particular end game isn't massively interesting to me. I think I already did the part that I really wanted to try out, which was mostly the deep core ore sorting. That felt really cool to do. At this point, it's just setting up a ton of assembling to do a ton of science per second. And the only other thing that we're really missing out on is just launching a bunch of satellites, or rockets with different components in them, which we've looked at, and that's not a massive cost. The big cost to the end game here is the faster than light theories, so I do want to get started on the red one at least, because we have red science going. And we can also look at getting the... we didn't get solder going for these circuits, so I need lots of solder. Because that's still coming, I think, from my starter base over there. And you can see bots are swarming around all over the place. And Dave, yes, it is about expensive tech and also launching different products in a rocket. So it's essentially made to just not beat the game when you launch a rocket, but you're going to need a lot of rocket launches and a semi-mega base, or at least a large base, to get that going. So what we'll do is we'll set up tin and lead first, and that is going to be a little different than these because at least lead will. Tin will be the same, I think, because lead has, unfortunately, the byproduct of copper. Copper ore, I think. So we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do with that. Tin should be pretty simple. I'll just copy this guy, remove the chest, and we'll change everything over to tin. I think it's pretty much the exact same recipe as everything else. Also, since it's been a while since my last Factorio video, just wanted to give you guys all an update on the channel and other things. Basically, Pyanodons is going to be releasing anytime. So that's the biggest update. That's coming soon, TM. It still could be another month or two. Who actually knows? But the beta's been out for a while. It's been tested a lot. And I do know, even though, yes, we've been saying it's close for a long time, it is closer than it's ever been. And it, I think, is realistically within... anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months is my guess. I would be surprised if it wasn't out 2 months from now. But you never know. It could still be that long. And so once that releases, I am going to be doing, at least if I can manage it, depending on what's going on that week, I want to be doing an 8-hour stream, 8-hour launch stream for the new Pyanodons. So keep an eye out for that. And I'll be announcing that on my Discord. So... announcement number 2, if you haven't joined the Discord, please feel free to. Don't feel obligated to, however. We do have a lot of fun there, so I do recommend it. We don't want 10 plates here. I want 10 ore. And silica and graphite. So yeah, join the Discord. We have a lot of fun. And then there's also... you know, if you want to be a part of the live chats here, you can follow me on Twitch. And then there's also a Patreon if you'd like to support me. Don't feel obligated to, however, but I always appreciate all of my patrons and Twitch subscribers. And I think that's about it for announcements. I am planning on doing a few more new games in the near future for the You Game Something New Every Day series. And so keep an eye out for those. And if you have any game suggestions of games you think I'd like, or games you'd like to see me play, feel free to mention those on the Discord. There's a games list channel that I have where you can feel free to, you know, suggest games, put the Steam links in there, whatever, wherever the links are, and I'll check them out and see if it's a game I'm interested in playing. And yeah, always looking for new games. And then I think that's all the thoughts I had on announcements. So yeah, just glad to be back in the streaming chair. It's been a hot second. I had to take a little bit of a break, but I'm excited that we're back. So I don't know if I've said this yet, but I do think this is going to be the finale. Did I say this? My brain's apparently not working today. I already forgot. But if I didn't, this is going to be the finale for BZ because I've lost a bit of the interest, and yeah, I said this already. Sorry, repeating myself. In any case, I may or may not do another Factorio series between this and Pyanodons. It depends on... I might give it a week or two, and if there's not Pyanodons by then I will probably just... start a new series. I'm thinking about trying out There Is No Spoon and trying to just get that achievement and do a run, you know, trying to speedrun vanilla, so to speak. I do think that There Is No Spoon one will be quite easy because that's the 8 hours. At least that is the 8 hours one, right? I think it is. Yeah. I don't know how I have this achievement already, because I don't think I've ever actually done that. It might have been... This might be the modded achievement. I don't remember how this all works, but... I don't think I've beat vanilla in 8 hours, have I? I don't remember ever trying to. In any case, I want to go for far faster than 8 hours, obviously. Speedrunners can do it in 2, so I feel like I should be able to do it in like 5 or 6 if I'm really trying. We'll see if I can be successful on that. So I do plan to do an attempt on stream for that. I don't know if I'll do it all in one sitting, but I will at least attempt to do a vanilla save. There's sub 130. Wow, that is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Okay, so these cannot just blacklist lead plate. Actually, they can. No, I already decided this is how we're going to do it. Because then copper's going to go back in here. And then I just need to have an active provider to get rid of the copper. Yeah. I think this is the best way to do it. We'll just do that. And then this will filter copper ore. So. Yeah, I think that's what we want to do. Yeah, so I think what I'll do is I'll look up a guide on how to speedrun Factorio, and I won't actually, you know, like, practice speedrunning, but I will at least use the same structure to try to, you know, do my own playthrough as fast as possible. So I'll kind of look at the major points, like, okay, do this tech and build roughly this many things. Because I don't really want to try to, like, make my own path through running the game quickly. I just kind of want to see what the general path is, and then I'll just follow that general path. I'm not going to follow it exactly, though. I might build too many smelters or not enough this. But at least following the structure should get me close to a fast run. If I were to just play on my own and not have any of that knowledge, I think it would probably be a lot slower. But yeah, look, we got lead and tin done while we were just gabbing away here, and now we can work on solder, which these are all plates. So I'll probably put solder down here with the rest of the stuff. Problem is foundries are wider by 1 square. You know, I think for the foundry row, I should have had these in one more, because then that would have fit properly with assemblers and stuff. Or furnaces or whatnot. Oh well. So for solder, I guess I will just put it here then. I doubt we'll ever need more than 3. Solder goes so quickly. 100% is at 5 hours. Okay, so what defines 100%? I don't actually, at least for Factorio. Does it mean 100% of the achievements? Or 100% of the technologies other than the infinite ones? Because I feel like you could define 100% a couple different ways for Factorio. Alright, now now how fast is this? Oh my gosh. Yeah, one of these alone is like gonna be 80 or something ridiculous. 60, yeah, that's pretty fast. In fact, it might be too fast. It is. And there's no byproduct, so I don't need that going on. We're literally gonna need two inserters just to handle the output. Okay. So I think 3 of those should be plenty of solder. I will let it build up a bit more, because there's only 3 of these buildings. Alright, basic rules. The run ends by unlocking all the achievements. 1 player is allowed. Free choice of map gen settings. Choosing a seed is forbidden. I don't know if I like that, because then... I don't know. Because then there is RNG. And I don't know if I love the RNG aspect of... If I were ever to get into speedrunning, which I probably won't be, unless there's a very particular game that I love running quickly. Like, I could see myself getting into speedrunning for retro shooters, like Doom or Dusk. I love those games, and running them quickly actually is fun for me. That's about the only genre I could ever see myself enjoying that, though. In any case, I don't like RNG being a part of it. Because then that would just frustrate me. Because then you're like, well, if I get the perfect seed, I can shave 20 seconds or 2 minutes off of my run. But if I don't get the right seed, I don't know. It just feels weird. In any case, that sounds really difficult to get all the achievements, because that includes, like, the insane amounts of circuit production. Like 5K, you know, blue circuits an hour, tons of iron, tons of solar. Wait. How do you... So do you have to win the game without doing any of these things, but then you build the solar, I guess? You have to find a forest at some point and burn it. You have to run over some trees with a tank. It is a lazy bastard run. Interesting. And you have to have, yeah, you have to have biters on, because you have to run over some spawners. Bunch of combat robots at some point. Really interesting. It also includes all techs and lazy... does it include one of the infinite techs? Or 0 of them? Excuse me. Alright, well, I think we're done with green. We set up our foundry. So... I'm at least gonna set up the blue one. Or, I mean, set it up in Helmod. It looks like we already did. So, there's not a ton more to do here. I wanted to get started on the red one, so we still have a little bit left on the space construction research. Let me see if we can debug what's happening on our original research. We are out of green? What? Of all the things, that is not the science I expected to be bottlenecked on at my starter base. That's hilarious. Well, let's go improve green science. The old green science, I should say, because we got our new green science going to 22nd, so... What's going on over here? Where are you? Green. It looks like the holdup is gears for these inserters. So first order of business is that. Next order of business is this. Finally, we'll, for good measure, those are lined up. Throw in some beacons. And then make this fully productive. Add on a few more. Okay, so now it's actually the iron amount coming in here is not enough. Well, I guess that's for a reason. Let me send a little bit more that way. I wonder how much iron we've consumed in this whole playthrough. 7.1 million. That's a pretty big number. I know it's dwarfed by many of your playthroughs, but that's still a pretty big number. 7 million is a lot of things. Like, I'm curious, you know, if we were to drop 7 million plates on the ground, how big of an area would it take up? That's a fun question. How many things fit in one square? I'm trying to remember. Is it 16 or something like that? At least on a belt, looks like you can fit 10, but I thought it was only 8 per square. Oh, they arranged themselves weird. I thought they arranged themselves in a nice grid. Oh, now it is. Okay. So 1 square's worth is... It looks like 9 items. But that only destroyed 6, but then there's 6 more and 3 in between. So yeah, I think it's like 9 items, roughly, per square. So 7 million. So we basically just need the square root of 7 million. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 to the power of 0.5. And then we divide that by... So it's 2,600... Yeah, divide that by 9. Is that right? No, because it's only 3 by 3 at that point. So divide by 3. So it is 800 tiles by 800 tiles. So to put that in perspective, that is... Oh my goodness. That is this big. Roughly. Oh, I wish it showed up on the thing, but that is the amount of that is the sea of iron that we have produced, plate by plate. That puts it into a little bit of perspective. That's a crap ton of iron. So think about like how much 1 billion iron would be. Absolutely bonkers. Okay, what are we actually held up on here? We have more than enough. We just need more of all this. The problem is we only have 1 row of beacons, so it's not quite as fast as it should be. I probably should have left some speed modules in here. It's not like these are very expensive anyway. And that should do it. We're at 88% of 12k, so we need another 1,200. Shouldn't take too long now. What are we at? Couple minutes worth, 4 minutes worth. And then we'll have that done. Could use Ultimate Undergrounds to squeeze in more beacons. You know, you just might be onto something there. You just might be onto something there, Korean. Or salsa. Whichever of the 2 words I should shorten your name to. Alright, well at that point we're already limited on these again, so who cares? Yeah, this is not very well optimized. I think that should help a little bit. We had the old blue inserters going there. Okay, well, in any case, we're at 91%. So, I just want to see how slow the 200k research is. It's going to be pretty ridiculous. Because it's 200k times 60, 60-second intervals. So, in terms of research minutes, it's 200,000 research minutes. And let's see if we can do a rough estimate here. If we're only counting these labs, these each have a speed of 7. Some of them have less. I'll just call it an average of 7 for argument's sake. That's still crazy. So 200,000 research minutes divided by 7 still means 28,500 lab research minutes. That's not good. So if we have 100 labs all going, that's still 285 minutes. Okay, I don't know if my research rate can even support that. That's actually only 5 hours. So 100 labs is probably enough. I don't think we have 100 here. We only have 70. But we only automated red science to 30, and we're going to need 200,000 divided by 1. Is it 08? No, it's 1.12 for productivity. We're going to need that many packs divided by 30 a second. No. Wait, is that right? That's how many seconds of production we'll need? I think I did something wrong. We need 200,000 packs. Oh, I was doing 30 a second for the total of all the red packs we would need the whole time. Yeah. Because we only need this many seconds of production divided by the 1.12. So we actually only need 1.6 hours of red science production. And we need about 5 hours of lab researching. So definitely could use more labs then. Let's just extend this. And I am gonna leave some space for a little bit of inefficiency here so I can make sure to have enough roboports. I'm also building over core cracks, which would be an issue if I were going further into the late game, but we're fine. We also don't want inserters stealing robots here, so let's cancel those. That actually means this lab and this lab are useless. Okay. Alright, that should do it. We'll let the bots figure out the rest of that. And then that will be 119 labs, so that's a better number. Do I also have more lab research speed, or did we do all those? I think we did all those. Man. Things are pretty crazy. Look at those bots fly around. Goodbye, bitrate. We hardly knew ye. Yeah, so this is why I play with the Invisible Robots mod. If I didn't, whatever you're watching on Twitch or YouTube would look like absolute garbage right now, because all of these bots would be rendered on the screen flying around, and it just makes the game look really bad. And unfortunately, that's just a YouTube issue. I really wish, because a lot of you guys have blazing fast internet. Some of you don't, which is fine, but YouTube has settings for that. A lot of you have fast internet and could actually handle a video file that's twice as many, you know, megabytes per second. So it's frustrating that YouTube doesn't have an option for that. Like, preserve original quality knowing that it takes more internet. Like, there's no option for that on YouTube. They probably do it for their own servers' sake, actually, but what's weird is you can also upload videos in 4K. And so if I were to re-render this exact video, even though it's only 1980, into 4K, it would look exactly the same. It wouldn't look any better. And the file size would theoretically be around the same. But if we upload that to YouTube, then it would make the 1980 version look better because 4K on YouTube supports more bit rate. So it's a really weird workaround, and I'm not sure if there's a way to do it simply in OBS where it upscales it without completely wrecking my computer's CPU in the process. But it is a weird kind of way you can make bitrate look better, is by faking 4K even though it's not 4K, just to avoid the bitrate loss of compression. Anyway, bit of a technical tangent there. We're at 96%. And let's see, what more shall we do? I don't know, man. I don't really want to start on blue science, so there's not much else to do except wait. Run in circles. You know, I never built a tank. Did we ever research tanks? I didn't even research tanks. Just sitting right there. Sad. Surveillance center. Did I ever build one of these? I don't think I did. I forget what it does. This, I think it... Well, it definitely has a lot of coverage, whatever it is. Sector scanning is fast. Huh. I don't remember what that does. So I think this one is the one that actually does this upgrade. Vehicles and trains are always in the line. I don't remember. Let's research that. I don't remember what changes. I think this one is the... Yeah, I think it's described on the mod page correctly, but in-game it has the same description on both, so it's confusing what each one does. Are the nukes prepared? Editor mode is prepared, so yes. Gotta always end with some good old-fashioned base destruction, right? See everything go up in smoke. There's a part of me that wants to try the True Nukes mod, just because it's, like, you know, more realistic in terms of how big the nukes are. So when you drop a nuke, it will destroy an area that's, like, this big, or even this big, and then radiation goes even further. I've heard it turns your game into a slideshow for a while, but still could be fun to try. Also, for what it's worth, I'm a very big fan of this deep core mining mod. I would highly recommend it. If you don't have a mod that gives you more power, I wouldn't change... I changed the power settings to be massively more expensive. I wouldn't do that if you don't have something like realistic fusion power, because you won't be able to support the power cost. It looks like this is only taking 10 megawatts, but they take... where are they? Well, they're not at max, but they take 100 megawatts each when they're all running. The 3 that I have. So, that's pretty ridiculous, even for vanilla standards. Though, it might not be too crazy, because I don't know how many of them you'll need. You know, I mean, you can make a few gigawatts, not with too much difficulty in vanilla. You will run into UPS issues, though, because large nuclear plants are pretty resource intensive. So, if anything, even just getting realistic fusion power only for these, just so you only have to build 1/10 of the heat exchangers and turbines, could be nice, because that saves quite a bit of UPS. I don't know. But yeah, I've really enjoyed realistic fusion power. I've really enjoyed deep core mining. I've really enjoyed the BZ mods. I think this was a cool combo to use all together. I feel like they worked pretty nice. The deep core mining is a cool way to get more ores out of your patches, and considering the BZ mods add a ton of new ore types, it was nice to be able to replace my old patches with the deep core drills and essentially not, you know, not have to go find a whole new patch every time to start over, but I would find a new patch to supplement what remained infinitely from the old patch. And so it's a little bit like the Angel's Infinite Ore approach, where some of the ore inside the patch will last forever and not all of it. But it requires you to go and rebuild things. So it's not completely simple, but it does provide, you know, an infinite source. So I was a fan of that. There's even a part of me that would consider it for Pyanodons, except that Pyanodons already has kind of their own systems of infinite ore, so I don't know if it quite would work super nicely, but I do like it. I do like the system. And we're almost there, 2% more. Now what's going on? Now it's blue science. It's always something. Always something. Come on. I just love leg. Look at all that leg. So many leg. How many leg do we have? We have 5 leg. Or 10 leg. 12 leg, depending on how you want to count it. We are past squid levels of leg at this point. Now, what is happening with blue science? It looks like a shortage of red circuits. We've never had that happen before. Gosh, that's a new feeling, short on red circuits. Man, what must that be like? Imagine being short on red circuits. It's plastic. I assume it's oil. Actually, yes, it is oil. Definitely oil. You know, I never did upgrade these to tier 2, so I could get marginal boost from these, productivity-wise, but not gonna do much for a while. Oh my gosh, we're so close. Here, do I have some plastic? Yeah, just take some. Finish this. We're so close. I have some red circuits too. Here. Just make it happen. Oh, these are also just really slow too. What's the rate here? Only 2 a second. Yeah, I never made this a lot faster, I guess. %. We only need about 100 more, so it shouldn't take too long. There's probably 100 on the belt already. So just a couple more minutes here. And then we can see what a 200,000 faster than light research actually looks like in terms of how slow it is. And then we can watch our red science flow for a minute, and then I think we'll Spidertron nuke the base for a minute and call it a day. And call it a wrap on the old BZ series. This has been a really fun one. I've enjoyed it. And there's also a new BZ mod. It's called Natural Gas. I don't know much about it, other than that it adds another fluid to the base game. You know, you've got oil still is the only fluid we've had to mine or collect or whatever you want to call it. And it adds one more, which is natural gas. I think that's a good call. Adding a ton of ores, but never adding a single extra fluid did feel a little bit strange, because I'm used to other mods which add a ton of fluids. So BZ essentially adding a ton of, you know, solid products, but not adding any fluid products, I did feel like was a bit strange. So adding natural gas, I think, is a good choice to kind of balance things out a bit more. Okay, let's see if this even does anything. I don't think it will, because we already have the giant area of effect from our current radars, but I think it would make it so if a train was driving into the fog, you would still see it. Which, honestly, I think that's how the base game should be. I don't think you should have to have a radar that covers your train to at least be able to click on the train. I don't necessarily think the train should provide line of sight around it, but I think you should be able to at least go into the like train menu and click on it and do all this stuff, even if it's in the fog, or be able to zoom in and like mouse over it to see how much is in the train in terms of like iron ore or whatever. All right, let's do it. Faster than light travel. It begins. Where is it though? Why don't I see you? There it is. Theoretical faster than light travel part A. Start research. All right, and the labs all light up. Look at them go. Dink. 1 out of 200,000 done. From this lab. And 2 out of 200,000. And 3 out of 100,000. Well, technically like 3.5, because this is also... It doesn't wait until that's done to add one. The science is very, like, piecemeal, so it's technically just going 12% faster than that, but... So, wow, we are not even at 1% yet after all of this running. And I'm guessing all the ones at home, too, because they have red science. Yeah. And these are all at speed 7 as well, and this is another 70. So we've got about 1,400 lab speed if you combine everything into, you know, one number. We're going about 1,400 times faster, so after... And does that count productivity? No, no. So it's 1,400 times 1.12. Roughly speaking, that's our lab speed. So every minute we get that many out of 200,000 done. So yeah, we're at 1% now. So if we were to be able to maintain our red science amounts, this would take about 2 hours to research. Which isn't too crazy for the red science one, at least. But it's the ones that are going to require equal amounts of yellow and purple and blue science that would be a little bit more difficult. I mean, so far we haven't even tapped into all of this. Yeah, I think I needed way more labs. Because the way that I planned this out, I essentially planned out the amount of automation I would need for all of the red science for all of this to take the same amount of crafting time as the amount for the yellow. But that means I need enough labs to match the fastest crafting time among them. And weirdly, I don't even know, should I have set up the later colors earlier so they had longer to run before I got there? It's actually a really weird efficiency question. When you're looking at something like this, what is the most efficient way to set it up? You know, do you start by setting up yellow science so that it can start running and you can build up the amount of yellow science you need for this research from the early point? Because then you don't need as many per second. And you can easily build a huge red science build to catch up, you know, to then once you get started. So yeah, I'm curious, like, what actually is the fastest way? And I would wager a guess it actually is to do space, yellow, and purple first, and then blue, and then red, and then green. It's possible you do these three, and then red, green, blue in that order, because blue still isn't too bad. But I'm guessing these other three colors are expensive enough that starting the production of them before you take the few hours to research these three is actually going to pay off more than getting these researches started earlier. But those are the kinds of questions I love. This is why I love Factorio. It's because you get to min-max to your heart's content. Oh, this has been great. Okay, well, we're going to hop into the editor, and then we're going to blow up the base, and then we are going to call it on the BZ series here. Let's see. What do we need? Pop into the inventory, combat. Let's see what we want. You know, I wish you could... Can you do this in the editor? Because I actually think this would be more fun than nukes. Can you set yourself as enemy? I wonder if you can. Because what I want to try is making a bunch of... Here, before I go and break everything, we should save the game here as BZ plus final. And I'm wondering, because I think robots are awesome. They're like capsules, like destroyers and defenders. And I think it'd be sweet to just run around my base and watch these robots melt everything. However, I don't know if this will work. Forces, where did it go? Change force? Enemy? So if I change all this to enemy, does that work? I think this might work. Okay, well, it definitely works to lag the game. Weird. Oh, okay, it did. Oh, I didn't get this part for some reason. What? Okay, that's strange. Don't know why that's not working. But then I should be able to close the editor. Oh, it's not in radar view of myself because I made the radars enemy radars. I get it now. Enemy structures cannot be mined. LOL. But what about... Haha. Oh, I don't have the bot. Hold on. What's the way to get all the researches again? How do I force researches? Is there a way to do that? Surely there's a way to do that. I know there's a console command. I might just have to do that. Because I don't think any of these... I mean, I could build a super lab, but then I'd have to fill it with all the packs. A brush? No, I don't need a brush super labs. Maybe we can just do infinity chest. Okay. Thank you. See, game, player, force, research, all technologies. Done. Okay. Oop, I did it twice. Okay, so now I should be able to get more of these bad boys. Yeah, there we go. Ha 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 ha. Okay, that's the limit there. Oh. I guess it doesn't do the infinite ones past the infinite. So how do I make it do more of these? Because I want way more robots. We want to go crazy on the robots here. I don't know if you can force a specific amount of I guess we can just do this. You probably can do infinite researches one by one, or even bulk. But I don't know the command for that one either, so... what the heck? Oh, if I just tried to place an explosion of a stack inserter. Didn't even know that was possible. You can do a lot of things in the editor. You know, given all the things you can do in the editor, I feel like it is interesting that there aren't more mods that are like very custom scripted type thing. Like an RTS campaign type thing or something. I don't know. Okay. That's not as fast as I want, but filling it with these modules shouldn't hurt. And then copying that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And, okay, that's not gonna hurt research rates very much here. There we go. Oops. Yeah, I'm surprised I still have power. Didn't I make the enemy stuff? Aren't those all enemy power poles? I guess maybe the editor somehow is making it work, or these don't take power. But the inserters take power. They're working. Okay, we'll wait for a couple more to get done here. Alright, that should be enough, but we'll do a few more. Oh. There we go. You can just shift left click to insta research. That's better. Okay, so now we should be ultimate swarm. I don't even know. Is it even going to matter? Because these are all just going to kill everything instantly. But we might as well. Who needs nukes when you have a follower of 3,000 robots? Oh, yes, this is going to be great. Wait, what the heck? They're not actually destroying all the things? Oh, they're destroying the bots, but not the buildings. That's weird. That's not what we wanted. Huh, that is satisfying, though. But, yeah, just leaving a graveyard of corpses. Why are they not destroying the buildings? That makes me sad. How do I make that happen? Maybe I just need to change myself to enemy? Oh my, there's a lot of things you can edit there. Oh my, wow, what is happening? Oh, I just changed myself to enemy force, so now I have no researches. Got it. Or an inventory, or somehow my power armor doesn't work for me because I'm the enemy? I don't even understand that one. But this is a fun investigation, you know? We might not be really playing BZ anymore, but, you know, I'm still having fun. Having fun with Factorio is what we can call this section. Okay, so no, I'm not gonna call it yet. I want this to work. Okay, so we go back into the editor. Now we need to go back into the technology tree, and I can just... What do I do again? Map editor, left click, shift left click to instant research with all priorities. That's not working. Not working. Hello. Well, it is weird. I can probably just do that again. Yeah. Oh, I have to shift left click this. Okay. Okay, so we do that again. Go back to the non-editor. And they're still not destroying stuff. Come on, man. Really? Weird. Maybe they just can't attack buildings. Yeah, now the biters strike back with infinite research. I do want to play Rampant at some point. I don't know exactly when, because it kind of scares me, but it does sound interesting. Okay, fine. We'll just do the Spidertron thing. And nuclear bomb thing. Where is the Spidey? There it is. Spidertron, atomic bomb. Easy enough. Oh, you can even have follower robots while you're in Spidertron? That's nice. Ha ha ha, that works. Very satisfying as always. Kaboom. Watching all the belts get destroyed is always really satisfying. Ah, yes. Beautiful. No power? Oh, sucks to be you. Ooh, let's go blow up the fusion power. That should be fun. Now we need leg. Though it doesn't have power. Give me... I never actually needed these. The fusion reactors. Interesting, you can't actually fit two of them. I thought you could. Alright, train stops, don't need those. Go away. Delicious. Nice frame drops there. Yeah, let's see what happens to the fusion reactor. Oh, who needed that science? Not me. Oh my gosh. The frames. Okay. Don't need that heavy water. Okay, let's see what happens to the old fusion reactors. Nothing. Ah, that is a little sad. They should just go total nuclear. I mean, don't even nuclear reactors explode? It'll take me a second to run over there. Ooh, it'll be satisfying to destroy the solar panels too. Fusion reactor doesn't blow up in real life. Probably depends on a couple things. Whoa, that's some nice frame rate. Because if it was a real fusion reaction, the type that takes material and turns it into stuff, like the sun itself, couldn't that cause a problem? I don't know. Look at that carnage. Total carnage. I think that's my screenshot right there. Just delicious. Alright, well, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the BZ series. I know I have. And I hope to see you soon in another Factorio series, whatever that may be. And we're going to be playing some other games on the channel too. So like I said, if you have any recommendations for games, make sure to let me know in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.